Hi everyone, it's Kim here, one of the ELAs and also the ELA in the Maths Lounge. One of the problems that's come up in our pretest has been one of the division problems where the answer can be expressed as a remainder, and some people have been using a calculator and having a decimal and they're getting a little bit confused. So I'm going to talk you through how that confusion actually occurs and what that actually means for us when we're working these problems out. So we're going to do it the manual way, and I'm going to actually imagine that I've got 195 lollies, let's say, and I'm going to share that amongst 6 people. I can't share one of the hundreds, so I'm going to look at 19 of the tens. So that's 3. 6 goes into 19 3 times, which is 18. There's 1 left over, so I'm going to carry that forward. My 1 of the 10s now means I've got 15 of the 1s. 6 goes into 15 twice, and 2 6s are 12, so I've actually got a remainder of 3. Sometimes you'll see it written as remainder 3, sometimes you'll see R3, and sometimes you might see it written differently. Now, if you got a test question that actually had a few answers, and you'd actually worked yours out on the calculator, working that out on the calculator actually gives you 32.5. So there are some people who would have seen a multiple choice box and they would have had a few options. One would have been 32R3, one may have been 32R5, and many people have actually ticked this one and wondered why it's actually come back wrong. 0.5 doesn't mean the same as remainder 5. A remainder of 3 means there's 3 left to share amongst 6 people. So 3 shared amongst 6 actually means they could get a half each. So remainder of 3 is 3 shared amongst 6. That's really important, and that number could change, so that also changes, which means a half. Now what this means, 32.5 actually means 32 and 5/10. 5 of the tenths, because it's a decimal, and that's our tenths column. That's our tens, that's our ones, that's our tenths, that would be our hundredths. So 5/10 is actually the same as a half. So they would get 32.5. Now that doesn't mean a remainder of 5, that means there's a half left. A half of 6 is 3, and hence our remainder is 3. So the important thing to note is if you're asked for a remainder, you need to be able to express your answer as how many are left over. 0.5 means there's a half left, so 3 over 6. So if you're not able to work it out this way, you're probably going to come unstuck, and it's really important that you can actually work through it that way. And also the next point is to be aware of what this means. This means 0.5, which is 5/10, which is a half, and it's not the remainder. So I will run a little video down the track just comparing decimals and fractions and percentages, but for now this is probably the biggest not trick question, but question that stumps people because they're not thinking about what that actually represents. So let's hope that clears it up for you. Thank you.